Hello there. I hope you all are well. As soon as I can get this cell phone situated, it just fell moments ago. It's Wednesday at 8 p.m. and of course this is our, if you will, and here it is, my social media over here is doing some things as well. But listen, I think that we're live and I'm so excited that you all are here. So excited that you all are here. Listen, I want to share just a couple of thoughts with you all on today in our Emerging Mothers live clip. So listen, May is quickly approaching, and it's interesting because a number of you have high school juniors and seniors who will be graduating from high school this year, and I'm super excited for each and every one of you all. But what I want to share with you all is that there may be some changes or some shifts that are going to happen when your teen is getting ready to transition out of the home. And so you have a decision to make for those mothers and those fathers who will be experiencing this high school senior leaving home and maybe even going out of the city, out of the state to further their education. You have a decision to make, and your decision is, am I going to be lost and useless during this time that they're transitioning out, or am I going to begin shifting into my role of that of a coach? And so if we're shifting into the role and going to be useful of that of a coach, then it's important that we think about a few things. And what I'd like us to think about is, how we're going to go about positioning ourselves on the sideline. Because after all, that's what coaches do. My daughters play basketball, and I've watched coaches over the years. They have put in all of their training during the preseason. And so after the preseason has concluded, then guess what? It's time for the big game. And when the players are out and they're playing the big game, of course, the coach is on the sideline and they're congratulating them and they're rooting them on. And they're then maybe taking them back to the locker room and they're tweaking a few things and giving them some advice so they can go back into the game and they can make those adjustments so that they're able to win the game. Just as coaches fulfill their role on the sideline, listen, us as mothers and us as fathers, we need to fulfill our role on the sideline as well. Of course, sometimes we want to jump in and we want to play the game, but can we play the game for them? I think when they're transitioning out of the home, it's time for them to play the game. And it's for us to just take 2 steps back and root them on and give suggestions and explore options with them, because they'll be facing some difficult situations just like on the court. Our players face difficult situations. I mean, if they're guarding the basket and you have the opposing team trying to make a basket and they're playing defense, I mean, they experience some difficult situations. But by all intents and purposes, our teams will too on the college campus, and so we'll be right there cheering them on. And I know that you all will allow them, of course, to walk out and of course live on the college campus if they're going off to the college campus, and fulfill that role with you cheering them on as their cheerleader. Listen, I have 3 daughters, and I and my hubby are some of their biggest cheerleaders. So I know that you all will allow them to play in the game while you're on the sideline coaching. So listen, just a few points I want to share before I conclude. This is going to be a short live on today, but I am curious to know, is your teen actually ready and prepared to swing out onto the college campus? So have you asked yourself, can my teen cope with life's hard feelings? Because in life, there's going to be some hard feelings, whether it's on the basketball court and it's physical, or whether it is off the basketball court and it's some emotional, it's some psychological, it's some mental issues they're dealing with. I am curious to know if you've spent time with your teen, just talking with them about the importance of emotional intelligence. And whether that's self-awareness, whether that's social awareness, whether that's relationship management, because they'll be interacting with people on the college campus, of course, or is it social? Are there some type of social decision making that they need to pursue? So I would encourage you to begin just connecting with your teen as it pertains to emotional intelligence, so that they're able to manage their emotions despite whatever situation they're facing. They're able to, of course, know what's going on within them. And if in fact there are certain emotions that they're feeling and they may be unaware of those feelings, they can name that emotion. And I know for a fact that if you can name it, you can tame it. And so talk with them about emotional intelligence. Are they able to manage that? That will be a very, very good question and an answer to know, to identify if they're ready to go off onto the college campus. Also, I am curious to know, and maybe you've asked yourself, and you've observed your teen, is my teen able to manage their time well? Now, with or without your college teen, of course, the classes on the college campus, they will take place. And last I checked, the professors are not jingling up any students who are late for class to say, are you going to be here? It did not happen back in the mid-'80s when I went off to college, and I'm confident that it is not happening now. So, is your teen utilizing some type of day planner to help them manage their time? Listen, I use about two time management systems to make sure I'm on time for the plethora of events that wind up on my schedule. Are they using, a day planner? Are they using some apps? There's some time management apps. There's the Time Pro app. There's some type of block calendaring. At one point I was doing some block calendaring, whereas I blocked off my morning routine. I have a morning routine every morning that extends from 4:30 until about 7 o'clock. Whereas I use the 20-20-20 rule in the morning. Whereas it's 20 minutes of prayer and meditation, it's 20 minutes of on my treadmill or at the gym, moving my body, and then 20 minutes of reading, and then drinking my lemon water and all the different types of things that I do in the morning. But are they using something? There's also a time management system called ClickUp, and so some people use that to manage their projects. So are they using some type of system so that they're timely for those occurrences that they need to attend? So that's question number 2. Question number 3 is, as you're analyzing and observing your teen's schedule, then I am curious to know, or please ask yourself, does my teen know when and how to self-advocate for themselves? Just making sure that they're able to stand up for themselves, making sure that, if in fact, maybe they submitted an assignment and received the assignment back, and maybe the grade was lower and they think that their answer was right, the one that was marked wrong, and knowing how to articulate their thoughts properly when they're talking to the professor, and knowing how to make sure that them and their professors are on the same page, and that they're able to speak with diplomacy and interact with them in a way whereas the professor is on their side and really wants to help them and nurture them and make sure that they're able to move to the next level, or to the next, to sophomore year or junior year or senior year on the college campus. So ask yourself that, and you're able to identify these things just by meaningful dialogue with your teen. So that's the third question I'd ask myself if I were you. And of course, I have a third daughter who will be going off in a couple of years, and so of course I'm watching her, studying her, analyzing her to make sure that she's T's are crossed and I's are dotted as far as her being ready and her being prepared. The next question I'd like for you to ask yourself when we think about this overarching question of, is my teen ready to head off to the college campus, is can my teen, or do they know how to find answers when answers are needed? You know, do they know how to utilize resources on the college campus? You know, if in fact there's a medical emergency, do they know where the nearby hospital is, or the medical center? Or do they know if in fact they feel unsafe on the college campus, do they know how to go to one of the polls or a few of the polls that are on the college campus and push that blue button so that security is able to come to them and then give them a ride in the cart to their college, to their dormitory room? Or, you know, a number of different strategies are used on different college campuses. And so I want to know from you, does your team know how to get the resources they need when they need them? And then last but not least, I am curious to know, does your team know how to be a good roommate? I mean, do they know how to pick up after themselves? Do they know how to clean up? Do they know how to maybe replenish the things in their rooms, in their room that needs to be replenished? You know, and before they leave to go off on the college campus, it would be good to talk with them about domestic maintenance and being able to take care of some things around the house. You know, when they get on the college campus, I'm uncertain if that should be the first time that they're introduced to a washing machine or a dryer or detergent. I'm thinking that it's a good time to introduce them to that right now. So listen, these are some of the questions that I would encourage you to analyze and even ask your team, you know, about their time management system or things along those types of along those lines. So when you are between now and May, especially if you have a high school senior, these are some of the things that I would encourage you, of course, to connect with your team on. Listen, I love you all so very much, and there's going to be a launch that I'm going to have in the month of April, and I will talk more about that, where it's going to be a challenge, if you will. There's some things that are happening on the college campus, and I want to make sure that you are prepared. So listen, bye for now. Again, love you much. Have a good remainder of your week, and until next week at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, Central Standard Time, you all stay safe, and I will see you then, God willing. Take care. Bye.
There's all kind of restaurants and shops right there. There's restaurants across the street. There's restaurants up and down Pine Avenue. So it's going to be a lot of things for you to do. If you want to visit the area, you can. You have to buy those